as soon as I go to sit down, I get, I just drank a sip of water. I'm good? Am I good? You good? Okay. As soon as I go to sit down on a video cast, I get water in my throat. Thanks. Anyway, welcome to another video cast, Founders Cast. We really haven't figured out a name. Comment in the comment section below if you find a name for these videos and the podcast. We may integrate them and just call it one thing. Maybe just the Founders Cast, because we do podcasts and video casts. You could call this a video cast. Put together, it's just the Founders Cast. But a lot of stuff we talk about is also very helpful for executives too, because we talk about a lot of mind management, getting things done, simplifying things, which we're going to talk about. And so I'm still trying to figure out a name. If you have an idea, comment in the comment section below for the name of this series of stuff that we talk about, or really kind of maybe there's a label of what I talk about. Really, I'm about growth, and I'm about structuring information in your mind and in your systems to make you more effective as an entrepreneur and as a founder and as an executive. Because to me, that's what's most important. It's like knowing how to process the information and simplify it so you can double your output, so you can actually get stuff done. So you have the psychology to go get stuff done, to implement stuff, all that stuff. Anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about though. I actually think that rather than what you know, like, all right, I have a lot of information, or what your skills are. I mean, skills are tremendously important. It depends on what that is. I think that as I talk about a lot of metacognitive stuff and a lot of meta stuff, like step away and look at your processes, things that people often let go unconscious. Oh, I have a company and I have a cool product and it's pretty cool, or we have a cool service and that's great. But you as an entrepreneur, are you effective in delivering that to people? Are you effective in selling it to people? Are you effective in marketing it to people? Are you effective in managing your own self and your own time? And the systems that you use to decide, what am I going to do today? The systems that you use to manage your motivation and manage your psychology. At the end of the day, do you have a done section of your notepad that says done? And you write down all the line items, things that you got done, and you're like, wow, I didn't think I was that productive today, but I got all these things done, and this contributes to this project or this initiative in my company. That's great, because then I feel like I'm making progress, and it gives me a little more drive, stimulation, fires the the sort of mechanisms that make you do more and be more productive. It's important to manage all that stuff. Are you managing that? Do you have ways of managing your to-do list? Do you have systems and simplification to make everything easy, but to be detail-driven at the same time? Because easy and simplifying your workload and simplifying what you're making everything easy doesn't mean being lazy, or doesn't mean cutting things out. It actually means being massively smart about what you're doing. You could be as detail-driven as possible, and you can have massive amounts of details and things written down, or whatever, but as long as it's in a digestible format and it's easy to consume and it's easy for you to go action on it, that's what really my version of simplification is. So since I'm about that, I guess what I'm really saying is entrepreneurship and being effective as a human being is so much more about the structure of information and the systems that you use, software and pen and paper and whatever that your thing is, to manage your brain, to manage your thoughts, to manage your to-do list, to manage your, the way that you analyze what you've done so you can sort of adjust fire and go on the next round of engagement. It's all those little identifications. It's like things like, I don't really like to plan 30 days ahead. I don't look at any of my stuff and go, I'm going to plan all my actions for the next 3 months. I don't do that. I don't think it makes any sense, because inevitably, invariably, it never works out that way. I tried doing that. I tried planning 6 months ahead. I tried listening to everybody else and doing it that way. Then I started separating, cultural conditioning from everything that I think, and I started finding way more effective ways to do things. Now I don't think about anything in relation to anything else. I think about it in relation to what I think and what makes sense for me. So it's like, I actually plan 15 days ahead. That's it. And I don't plan 30 days ahead. I don't plan 2 months ahead. I'm like, what's going on? What's the holistic view? Let me understand what's going on in my business, all the nuances. And then my action steps, after I take 2 days to kind of understand and get the right brain sort of stuff going and understand the whole picture and get where we need to go and get conscious of the unconscious, all that stuff that you need to be aware of, which is part of this. Then it's like, what are the action steps? And then I plan the action steps for the next 15 days. Not 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. So it's like that kind of efficiency. It's like those kind of systems. It's like you have to get skilled in the area of mental management and physical management and project management and task management and psychological management and to-do management, right? And holistic vision management, planning management, everything. So it's the way you do what, of course, because They can't be doing things that are ineffective or the things that are not impactful in your operation. You have to be identifying the right things, but it's how you identify what to do, and it's the it's the structure that you put the information in so that you can understand how to execute. It's basically what I'm trying to say is this. To be effective, you need your main operating system that allows you to be effective to be clear and to be very functional and to know which direction to orient in and to know what you are doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, to know how to come up with an answer of what you're doing. And the operating system is actually your thinking. And your thinking, right, just like stay with me, your thinking extends out to other things. Like if you have a to-do list that you write on a notepad, or if you have a to-do list that you create on a program called like Xmind, or other programs that have to do with sort of project management software, whatever. Your brain, like although those things are extensions of what's going on inside your brain and all the management that's happening there. So it's like managing all that stuff efficiently and managing it, in a way that like allows you to really be as effective as you want to be to get things done. Because you can move at an incredible pace in a startup, in life, in anything, if you have the information structure the right way, if you understand what needs to be done, and if you have strategies to identify what needs to be done. And your operating system is not ambiguous, everything is clear and as precise as possible, and whenever it isn't, you know how to get it back to that, and you're conscious of that, and you have programs in your brain that tell you, let me get back to identifying what's real, simplify it all, have the line items, step-by-step actions, know how to engage, have the psychology to go implement it, and then the skill set to look at it, analyze it, and then do the planning again and just keep iterating in the cycle. It's like, it's funny because you actually, besides building products and product cycles, you iterate in building a business just from a business development standpoint. You iterate to everything because human beings do whatever we do to, like, if we're people who are interested in learning, we iterate. We just take action, and like a servo mechanism, we check it out, we understand it, and we self-correct, and we shoot again. If you have the ambition to keep going, which, you shouldn't have any other ambition in life, but to just crank stuff out. You can be as energetic as me, you just have to eat right and do performance hacking. I do a lot of performance hacking. Now we're totally going off subject, but that's okay. You can be super energetic. It's not because I'm 28 and I'm young. And when I was 24, got back from the army in Iraq, I was like, didn't know how to take care of my body. I was a runner, but not, there's a lot of other things that can help contribute to a better body and a better brain, and I wasn't doing those things. And so it has nothing to do with my age. It's about strategy, and it's about like what you do and how you do it, and that's kind of what we're talking about. To be an effective entrepreneur, to be an effective founder, you really have to have a good process to structure information, a good way to implement it, a good way to action on, a good way to look at it all, a good way to just, your operating system, like this is everything. It's so funny. People are like, oh, like they think life and business and entrepreneurship and everything that goes on is external. Everyone's like focusing on all this stuff. It's right here, man. Here it is, right here. Manage that and you got it. That's the point. Ways to do that, get better at that. Really, spend the time at getting better at structuring information and understanding how it's going to do it, how you're going to engage, and what you need to do, and how you need to identify what you need to do, and all that stuff. Not too much time, but a good amount of time. Some people just do it unconsciously, and that's not smart. So, hope that makes sense. Share it if you loved it. If you hated it, just do me one favor and share this one time, and then never come back. You don't have to come back. You don't have to come back. Don't come back after that. But share it first. Comment in the comment section below if you have something to say. We'd love to talk to you. Want to build the community. More people need to come to the Founders Blog to talk about this stuff. I would love. I'm going to be doing podcasts about what you comment about. So comment. We'll do a podcast about it. Serious. And if you have an idea for what this could be called, the combination of the video cast and the podcast, comment in the comment section also below. But share this with everybody. And when you share it, you should say something like, you really need to check this out, and you should share it too. And then encourage them to say the same thing so it just keeps getting shared. Okay? Thanks for coming. See you next time.